What's up from Germany? We made it. Hereford is where we're at right now. It's been a whirlwind. Let's see here. Yesterday, we played a show at this new space. It was a high-budget building made by an architect, and they were just kind of demoing to see if they could pull it off as a music venue with us. So it was kind of a new thing. They didn't like all the lights and all the PA, all of the sound equipment, everything was all moved in for the sake of this one show. And then there was a relatively small audience of, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 people. And Music Contour was the name of this space. So that was interesting. It sounded really good. It was really nice because it asked the band to be at a quieter volume than we've been playing at. And so when that was required of us, there were some interesting benefits of it. I find that it's easier to actually connect to my emotions and emote and communicate those through the music at lower volumes. And as a result, the other thing that was interesting was our dynamic contrast. Our softs were softer and our louds were louder. We had more dynamic range within the music in that space. And then, yeah, everybody was playing really well. The solos were good. There were a lot of really nice ideas that were played. And I think that some of that comes from being tired, just like being like maybe a little less second guessing and like there was less resistance between like what we were thinking about and what was coming out of us, less filters. So yeah, it was neat. It was a really nice space. Getting there yesterday, so it was a 2-hour drive, maybe 3 hours to get there from where we were at. And then the day before, we were expecting 12 hours of commute, but it turned into 17. It was a 17-hour commute from Manchester to Dover, which is the port, from England to Normandy in France, and then through Belgium to get to Germany. Massive commute. So yeah, it's been a lot of car time. So I wrote some. I've been working on a transcription project, little bits of that here and there. And then I've been watching the HBO series Band of Brothers, which is about a paratrooper group from the Army that came in on Normandy on D-Day. So that's been kind of interesting too, just as I'm spending time through this area, realizing that, it wasn't that long ago that a lot of this was trashed. And there's a lot of emotional trauma and physical trauma from that era. Not quite 100 years ago, but it really wasn't that long ago. So arriving in Normandy and thinking about D-Day and kind of watching representations of that. And then, just kind of keeping that in mind as I'm moving through these areas. And so like Hereford, for an example, some of the people from the show last night were, really communicative. They wanted to talk. And so I sat down and I was like, hey, I'm here. I've got some time tomorrow morning. What should I see? Is there Old Town? And they're like, well, post-war, there isn't a whole lot of Old Town left. There's a little bit, but and there's some nice buildings left, but a lot of this is very new. And so it's interesting, I've heard some of this from tours in the past and kind of experienced it, but I think maybe the magnitude of it is a little bit heavier this time than in tours past. That said, Germany is absolutely beautiful. The drive during the day is gorgeous. The leaves are so vivid right now. The skies are clear. It's cold. It's crisp. The weather is fantastic. We're really being fortunate with the weather. What do I like about this space? It's meticulous. I think that a lot of Germany, like the architecture and the engineering, is just so on point. It resonates with me a lot, and I think that's partially because I'm a meticulous individual, and who knows, maybe it's my German heritage that's coming through. But just like everything makes so much sense. It's clean. The cities are clean. And so, yeah, it feels good to be back in Germany. I'm glad. We've got we've got 3 more shows here in Germany before we go to the Netherlands for a minute. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the stay here. See here, new posts in the blog. I've got links to different reviews from shows, so if you're interested in reviewing some of the shows, that's there on the blog. I've got photo galleries that are up on the blog as well. I'll attach a link for that. And then let's see here. I think I'm going to be working on a couple of more performance edits. We'll see if we can get a couple more tunes up from. I've got to do one from Manchester and then one from Hereford. Yeah, I think that's about everything. On our way. We've got another show today. Take care of yourself, y'all. I'll talk to you more soon. Bye.